And we are staying with Israel. One of Israel's top-ranking defense officials has been fired from his position after classified information was found on his personal computer. Yair Ramati served as the head of the Homa Directorate for 4 years, managing and developing the Iron Dome, David Sling, Arrow 2 and Arrow 3 missile defense systems. Jaffa Port has the details.
An abrupt dismissal. It was revealed Sunday evening that Yair Ramati, one of the most important figures in the Israeli security establishment, had been relieved of his duties because of a serious breach of information security. Ramati had served as head of the Homa Directorate, the Defense Ministry branch dedicated to developing missile defense programs. He was fired after it was discovered he had put secret information on his personal computer, which he kept at home. The issue of information security is taken extremely seriously by the Israeli defense establishment, as high-ranking officials such as Ramati are considered to be targets for foreign espionage. Indeed, the possibility that sensitive information may have been compromised is now being examined. Under Ramati, the Homa Directorate had become one of the most important and prestigious branches of the Israeli Defense Ministry. It is responsible for the Iron Dome system, which has proved successful in intercepting short-range rockets from the Gaza Strip, as well as the Arrow 3 and David Sling systems, meant to protect against long and medium-range missiles, respectively. David Sling was successfully tested only a week ago.
This is a state-of-the-art weapon system. At the very summit of worldwide technology, there is nothing else like it. It has amazing capability against heavy rockets and guided ballistic missiles, which are the core of the Lebanese threat.
The Directorate works in close cooperation with the U.S. Missile Defense Agency, and all 3 programs receive partial American funding. Ramati is a skilled engineer whose knowledge and expertise enabled him to make a unique contribution to Israel's security. Some were surprised at the abrupt nature of his dismissal, but the fact that such an important figure was removed from his position indicates the severity with which the Israeli Defense Ministry views this type of security breach.
And from another headline here in Israel, Israeli court has ordered the release from police custody of one of the Jewish terrorist suspects held in connection with July's arson attack in Duma, which killed 3 members of the Dawabshe family. However, the suspect remains in custody for now at the request of the state prosecutor and pending a possible appeal. Right now with me is Jaffa Port, I-24 News defense correspondent. Good evening.
Good evening.
Correspondent, I'm sorry. Let's start with Yair Ramati. More details about the official that was fired today.
Some updates from the past few minutes. A report on Channel 2 says the decision to actually remove Ramati from his position was taken actually before the recent successful tests of both the Arrow 3 and the David Sling systems, and it was decided that he would be removed actually after those tests, which happened very recently, and interesting timing also in relation to, of course, tests of an Iranian missile, as well as the strike against Samir Kuntar, which killed that Lebanese terrorist. So interesting timing on a number of fronts, you could say.
Well, maybe they, like you said just before when we were watching the report, you said they didn't want to ruin his career completely.
It also appears that he kept certain materials on his phone as well and showed them to unauthorized persons. That is another detail emerging.
So let's move to the Dawabshe family case, to the Duma case, and what is the reason that the court decided to release one of the suspects?
Yeah, one of the suspects, this particular youth, has been released to house arrest, actually, and has been taken out of custody there from an interrogation. Let's say his identity is still under wraps. For now, the intention here is to press charges, but in a case that has really apparently nothing to do, or at least very little to do, with the Duma investigation. The Duma case, of course, the murder of 3 members of the Dawabshe family last July. Legal representatives of this individual say that this particular youth is suspected of involvement in some sort of minor altercation with Bedouin Arabs over a year ago, again, not connected to the Duma case. They also note his representatives group, which has taken upon the legal representation for a number of these suspects. They say he was subjected to shaking, to sleep deprivation, to certain mental and physical abuse during his 29-day interrogation. They also commended, of course, the court's decision to release him to house arrest. That has, for the meantime, been put on delay as the prosecution has requested an appeal, an option to appeal.
And we are talking that at the I think at the end of the week, towards the end of the week, the names are.
It appears that in the coming days, perhaps even by the end of the week, that more charges, or at least the process of pressing charges against the rest of the suspects, will also begin. It is very important to note some of these suspects are indeed suspected of some sort of involvement in the Duma case, but that is not the only issue at stake here. There is talk of perhaps up to 10 different terror plots. We're talking about an illegal organization, as the legal terminology puts it, of Jewish terrorism.
Do you think the wedding, the hate wedding, was maybe some kind of a wake-up call to Israeli security system?
I think that footage, which is very interesting to perhaps talk about maybe on a different date, exactly how the Israeli government was able to obtain that footage. But that footage really served to perhaps defend the Shin Bet from a lot of the criticism that has come its way, particularly from certain sectors of the Israeli right. You also see the Prime Minister defending the Shin Bet and its methods very vigorously. But there is, of course, an important debate here as to how far the state can go in defending itself, what kind of methods it can use. The families also released a statement today saying they are calling for an inquiry into the methods used by Shin Bet in this case.
Shai Ben Ori, thank you very much for this.